Hello, Aries. Welcome to Don Williams Tarot. This message is for Sun, Moon, or Rising in Aries. So if you have those placements, this message is for you. I'm going to be doing this reading a little bit differently than I've done ever in the past. I went on a 3-day spiritual retreat, which was quite mind-blowing, but it seemed that it was the perfect everything, perfect timing. And part of the process of what I was going through was activating my Kundalini. So if you don't know what that is, you can, look that up. But I was also activating my Kundalini by working through the Christ sacred oil that is created in your body. It starts in your head and goes all the way down your spine, activates your Kundalini, goes all the way back up your spine. And then what it does is it actually has an activation for your pineal gland as well as your pituitary gland. This is a process that has been around for, I guess, since the time of Christ, but the way that they set up these bodies, this was meant for us to happen, but they kind of sequestered that information from us for a long time, and it's resurfacing and coming much more out into the mainstream. So I did a 3-day fast during that whole experience. I did that on the January 18, 19, and 20, while the moon was in Taurus. And this is a thing that you can do monthly if you are interested in doing this work. I'll tell you that it really cleared some blockages for me. It was a beautiful experience. So as a result of that work, one of the downloads that I got was that there are so many readers here on YouTube that do the weekly readings, that do the monthly readings, that my reading specialty is going to shift more into the spiritual communication of it instead of the day-to-day grind. So looking at things from a little bit higher perspective. And so that's what this reading is going to be for you today. What we're doing and what the intention behind this reading is that we are going to be having us assess your awareness, where you are spiritually. So there's 4 main areas that I got as guidance to look at. And the first one is what you know you need to work on. This is what you need to work on spiritually. Oh my goodness, the sun just came out after 4 days of dark. The second one is what you need to know you're good at spiritually. The third is what are your blockages? What are you ignorant of? What is it that you're not looking at because you just don't have an awareness or whatever? So we'll look at that. And then the last one, which is a really good one for a deeper dive. So if you are ever interested in getting a personal reading and you would like to have more soul connection in terms of your reading as to where you are, this would be you can always get a private reading for me because I do private readings. So all my details are below, or you can go to donwilliamstarot.com to check out my details there. But the last section is about your subconscious mastery you are able to do without thinking. So your subconscious is that part of you that you're aware of but you're not aware of, and your subconscious is constantly sending you messages all the time subconsciously. But the other part of it is that's like if you think about when you are in your dream state, your dreams are messages for you. And so if you've been following me for a while and you've ever gotten the 9 of Swords, which to me is like one of the close, it's the second worst part in the deck. And it's all about nightmares and your brain can't shut off and you're just on this mind bog, right? you will know that part of what Spirit has been saying through that message is to journal, write down your dreams, because those are your subliminal messages that are coming to you from your subconscious. So we're going to look at your subconscious mastery of you that you're able to do without thinking. Okay, so without any further ado, let's do some shuffling. Okay, Prime Creator Source, what do our Aries need to know at this time? I would like for you to call in your higher self. All you have to do is say, higher self, come in. If you have a more stringent, strict type of a practice, please feel free to do that. But basically, all I'm really asking is for your higher self to be awake and aware and allow you to feel that connection. Because what I'm doing is I'm really connecting with that part of you that is in that area, that higher space. And how that is done is my higher self's talking to your higher self, and they're having a communication, right? And you're chatting to mine, and mine's downloading the information. That's kind of how my one-on-one readings are also. I also do just, regular life readings as well, in terms of what's going on in your life, what obstacles you're facing. I mean, if you follow me, you know that I do all kinds of different kinds of readings, but I'm not going to be exclusive to just these types of readings. I'm in a position right now where I have been guided that I just have to trust my process, and that as each time I get ready to sit down, Spirit's going to tell me what it is that we're working on as a collective and as a group. Okay, so this is what you know you need to work on. And what I'm going to do is I'm pulling a single card, and then I'm going to give you clarifiers. And after I read the 4 sections, I'm going to finalize your reading with a final message from the Indigo Goddess deck. Okay, so this is what you need to work on. Okay, so the King of Pentacles. Okay, so the thing about this type of a reading is it doesn't represent a person. So it's not like, oh, you have to, communicate with this person. No, it's the energy of the card that we're looking at. So first of all, it's masculine energy. And we have masculine and feminine energy in us, right? Some of us operate from more masculine energy, and some of us relate more feminine energy. And it doesn't really matter what gender you are, because we all have masculine, feminine energy within us. The thing that we do, or the guidance that we're given, is that we operate from both of those energies, but part of it is we're trying to blend those beautiful energies to be a lot more cohesive for us. Now, the King energy is all about your personal knowledge. This is knowledge that you're trying to attain. This is knowledge you are trying to share with others. So this would be your insights, right? The deeper part of you that has this knowledge. Now, the thing about the Pentacles is, one, it is an earth sign. So part of what you need to work on is grounding. You need to work on connecting with Mother Earth. You need to really plant your seeds, whatever those may be, and your spiritual path, so that they can germinate, so they can mature, and that they can help you along your path. I'm going to get some more additional information for you about what this card represents, but Pentacles typically represent your physical security as well. So it could very well be, it could be your physical security, your wealth, your health, your career, your possessions, or your home. The sun is just beaming right through here. So it feels like the sun is shining on this reading. Yay. So it could be that kind of a level of thing, in terms of it's masculine energy. It is telling you that you need to ground, and it has to do with, um, activating, integrating your spiritual knowledge so that you have a place where you're in a in a comfortable place where you're able to share that knowledge with others. And this is on a spiritual level, right? This is all of your spiritual information. So now I'm going to pull a couple of different cards for clarification, so we can get more information as to what else needs to be shared with you, Aries, on what you need to work on. The other thing about kings too is they're also always seeking knowledge, right? Kings are always seeking knowledge. They don't know, nobody ever knows it all. So there are different things that you may have an interest in, be aware of, that could benefit others. Okay, so what else do you need to know that you need to work on? Ooh, judgment. Oh, justice. Wow. Okay. So the judgment card is a card of awakening. This is tapping into your awareness. This is tapping into your higher intellect, your higher mastery, your sovereignty, and bringing that information down, right, into your physical form so that you can actually start becoming familiar with that energy and start coming from a place of mastery, really. Now, the judgment card is a card about judgment, but it's also, if you look at this card, there is this angel up here. So this is your angel saying, hey, wake up, pay attention, trying to get your attention here, blowing the bugle, right? The other thing is that what it's really saying is that even though you may be awake, there is some information that's coming through that is saying that you actually need to work on following your path. So this card is about legal things because it's about the justice. So justice is about truth and justice, right? You're looking for truth of some kind. This awareness, this new awareness, this awakening, which is a spiritual thing that is happening for you, Aries, is saying that in order for you to walk your path, you're going to have to clear these blocks, or you have to work on these things. And what this is you're going to work on your awareness so that you are actually walking on your path, right? Your spiritual path. Okay, so what do we need to look at in terms of what you know you are good at? So this is what you are good at. Those two cards are actually beautiful. The one thing that I want to say about the Justice card is if you look at it, as well as the King of Pentacles, but it's got gold behind there. See behind the picture itself in the background? Gold in tarot represents, it's like the best energy of tarot because it represents the sun, and it also represents the divinity, the God source, okay? So let's see what you know you're good at. I have this like little thing that wants a froggy in my throat. Ooh. Okay, so the Nine of Swords. Wow, that's an interesting card. So this is what you know you're good at. So the Nine of Swords is typically a card of anxiety. It's typically a card of thinking too much, feeling bound up, feeling overwhelmed. This is a card of, it's kind of like one of those instances where you have got analysis paralysis. So as this is a thing that you are good at this, you are good at navigating through those things that come in and try to twist your brain, right? So you might be a truther. You may be a person that has been awake for a long time and you have been following this movement as to where we're going planetarily on 3D level. And that you're really good at doing the research. You're really good at doing those details on unraveling all the things that have been hidden from us, right? Because the swords are about how we think. Now, the thing is a lot of the information that's going to be coming through in 2024 are going to be things that are going to cause a lot of turmoil and a lot of emotional upset, distress on the planet. And so with you having this ability to work through those details, to cut the cords, right? Using your swords to cut those cords and to dive down into the truth, we need that kind of energy here. We need your gifts and your skills. So let's get a few more cards on clarifying this exact information here as to what you are, what you know you're good at, okay? Typically that card is a negative card, but in this situation it is not, because this is pretty much saying that you cut through the bullshit, right? That you can see, you can discern, you're very good at discerning the truth from the lie. And that's really, really important. And I'm so very happy, Aries, that you have that capability that can help others, guide others by leading by example, right? Speaking your truth, sharing your wisdom, and explaining to people exactly why you have come up to the conclusions, the mindset that you have, and being able to have that research and that excellence and that knowledge, the knowledge to be able to show people, well, this is exactly why, because here's all my evidence, right? So it feels like that's the kind of energy that you are, you're activating and that you're working through at this time, even on a spiritual level, because all of those things are vitally important. There's been so many things that have been hidden from humanity because the dark side has been in control for such a long time, and they wanted to keep us dummied down. And I feel as though you are the ones that are going to be kind of stepping forward and really taking the challenge, a very difficult road, but very much one that was needed, but you signed up for it, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Let me pull your next card and let's have more conversation. Curious. Okay, so here we are cutting through the bullshit right here. And this card right here is saying we're getting ready to walk through a portal, or we are getting ready to walk through some kind of a gateway on a collective level. This has to do with the whole planet, but how this is relating to you in your reading is that you have already gone through. You've gone through this portal. You're on the other side, and you're going, guys, this way. You need to come through here, and you need to come through here quickly. Let's go this way. You are leading the charge. You are blazing the trail. Ooh, I don't know if you can feel that, but I can feel that, right? You are trusting in your divinity. You are trusting in your sovereignty. You are blazing your trail. And here's the thing about this card. I mean, if you look, both of these cards have got gold, so these are blessings. This is divinity. This is your destiny. This is meant for you, honestly. And this is a card of celebration. It is a card of celebration because we're going to get there, right? We are going to get there. And when you look at this card here, he is in his armor. He does have a crown on his head. Now, what that crown represents in this card is different than the way I'm going to explain it to you. This is your crown chakra being completely activated. And that opens up a whole new realm of energy and information that's being downloaded to you that you're going to be able to access. The other thing I want to show you about this card is he is the charioteer, but he has these black and white beams right here because we are in a war of the dark and the light. This is a spiritual war. He's gotten into his carriage. He is going to war. And if you look, he's leaving behind this city, and the city represents everything that he knows, everything that is comfortable to him. That's where he grew up. That's his home. That's his family. Everything is behind because he takes this very seriously and realizes that this is a war. He has things to offer in terms of being on the good side, and he is going to do his duty, and he's going to fight for humanity. Whoo, gosh. I don't know if you feel that, man, but wow. That's big. That's really big. Thank you. You know, I don't know if we have any service people here watching this. I mean, my viewership is kind of very small at this point. But if any of you are service members, thank you so very much for your service. It's very much appreciated. And those of you who are not in the service but are taking this war very seriously, God bless you. May you always have peace and safety. I know it's not going to be easy, but we need people on the front line. And I can't express enough how much I appreciate this fight and you standing up for us. Ooh. Oh, I'm getting all emotional. So as I said, or maybe I didn't say it, but maybe not all this message will resonate with you, but I have a feeling there's specific groups of people that this message will find its way to that needs to hear this. And if this is not currently your fight, get ready because it will be. Okay, so here's your blockages. What are the things that we have in your way that you may not even be seeing, right? Is the enemy coming forward? What do you need to know about that? Or what is it that's blocking you from stepping forward onto your path, or things that you may be ignorant about or may not be aware of that is something that would be beneficial and helpful to you during this next part of your journey. This is a timeless message, by the way. So whenever you get this message, that's when it's supposed to be. Okay, so the page of Pentacles. Okay, Aries. So the pages in tarot are all about messages, or it's about a new direction, a new way of looking at things. The pentacles have to do with our physical security, our wealth, our health, our career, our possessions, and our home life. And mostly this does represent money, but it also represents that earth energy, right? Because pentacles represent the earth. So it could be that there's going to be some kind of a message that's coming to you that has been delayed, or it could be that Because look, again, we got another gold card. So it could be a message that's going to be coming in for you, or something that you've been waiting on that's been delayed. But I need to pull some more information because I'm not exactly sure what direction this page wants to take us. And as I look at the card, I want you to look at the card too. What direction is he facing? He's facing behind him. He's looking at the past. So there's something that's in your past that is blocking you at this time. Can we have more clarity, please? Because if he were moving forward, he would be looking in the other direction. Okay, let's see what we've got, Aries. And your first card is the Magician. I must have shuffled these cards wrong at one point, because some of them are upside down. This is really cool. Okay, here we go. Ready? So, like I had said, he's looking towards his past. He's got these money things here, right? This energy of finances, or it could be your personal wealth, right? That he's looking behind him, trying to find something, which is kind of a block. And basically what this card is the Magician card. And the Magician card is a card saying that you have all the tools you need. You have everything you need to move forward. But the thing is, you have to turn around and look forward. The past isn't going to help you at this point. Now, the other thing about looking at the past is that when you're stuck in the past and you're not in the present. So if your energy is behind you and you're looking at where you've come from, your back is to your enemy. And as I feel as though this is kind of a bigger message for you, Spirit's saying, turn around. You have everything you need at your disposal. And look at this energy of this Magician. What is he doing? He's activating this rod of God. He's activating this rod. Some of you will recognize what that message means, but he's activating this rod, bringing down all of his knowledge, wisdom, mastery, expertise, right down from his higher self, from his soul, and he is grounding it to the earth so that he can utilize that. So by you looking behind you, you're not seeing the gifts that you have in front of you, or that you have in the present moment. So you need to turn around and look, because this is important. This is your mastery. This is a beautiful card. And he has all the tools, every tool that he needs in order to work through this fight is at his disposal. And it's all given from above. So it all comes from the higher realms. And basically what you are doing, Aries, is you're pulling down that information for yourself. But then the other thing that you're doing it is you're balancing those energies, right? Between the dark and the light. And the reason why you're doing that is because you are using this infinity sign, using the infinity sign with these plates right here. And if you look at him, he's got one foot on the ground and the other foot kind of up off the ground. He's a little bit off balance because he's so focused on the plates. And what Spirit is just telling me is that you need to ground, which we talked about put both feet on the ground. You need to ground, which is what we told you earlier. And the other part of it is that you're mastering and blending your spirituality with your physical being, right? And the other two things these represent is your ego and your spirit. Your ego and your spirit. And it's a dance. It is absolutely a dance. So those are the things that you have as your blockages, okay? So now let's look at what your subconscious mastery that you're able to do without thinking. Now that you're aware of that, turn around, friends. Ground your body. The Four of Wands energy that you got earlier as well does represent Aries energy. This is the portal. This is where you're on the other side of the portal and you're going, hey, I have cleared the path. Please follow me because it's all clear. We're good. We're moving forward. This is a killer reading, man. Ooh, I hope this resonates with some of you. I know it's out there, but man, this is what I'm getting. So you know what? I just have to read the cards and just trust that whoever needs this will find their way to this message. And I would actually like to have some comments as to whether or not you kind of like this kind of a reading instead of the normal, you know, next week you're going to be running into this person and that person and this is your block. But I really enjoy more of the spiritual communication because we are in a spiritual war. We need to recognize that, own it, understand it, right? And the best way to understand it is by coming from this place of as a spiritual warrior. Okay, so this is what your subconscious mastery you were able to do without thinking about. You got the Chariot again. See, you are a warrior. Oh man, that's big. Okay, you know what though? I gotta pull different cards. So again, you got the Charioteer. And if you look at him, he's got his armor on here. He's got his horses. This is the dark and the light. This is saying, this is just confirming everything. You were meant to be here to do this war. You were meant to be here. You were called here. You were asked to come and you accepted the challenge, my friend. And all I got to say is God bless you. God bless you. Yeah, this is awesome. What else do we need to know, please? My truthers out there. Warrior of truth. That's absolutely true. Yeah, we're going to do this way. Yes. Thank you. Oh, and 10 of Pentacles. See? Because, oh, that's such a beautiful card. And I'll explain that in a minute. There you are. Okay. So this is all your subconscious mastery. You are the warrior. You are here to do a job. And this is your mission. This is your path. Bringing light to the masses, bringing up information, being a informational wizard, and whatever this means to you. And we all have a different role to play during this war, right? And but for you, you are forefront in some of this energy. For one thing, you're an Aries, you're a fire energy, you're not afraid. You don't have the fear that some of the other signs may have because that fire blazes inside of you. And if you look at this card's got all that orange around it for me, which kind of represents the Aries energy, right? This is not your card specifically, but this does represent you in this moment. Now, the other thing I want you to recognize is that this is a major arcana card. And as this is in your subconscious mastery position, I feel as though you are going to be working through this energy, with this energy, as this charioteer, as this warrior, for as long as you need to. And when you're ready and finished with your work, then you will be able to rest. And how you'll be able to rest is because you will have protected your homeland. The 10 of Pentacles is about leaving a legacy. And what this reading, man, I'm getting all emotional. Sorry. I can just feel all of this coming up from my heart to share with you. But this is a card about leaving a legacy. This is leaving, this is, in many ways, it's about building your physical security as well. But if you look at the card, there's 3 generations on this card itself. So what you're really doing is you are fighting this war for your children. You're fighting this war so that you leave the planet in a better place than it has been. And what a gift, honestly. It really is. It's beautiful. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional. Gosh. I don't know what it is, but these specific readings have really been so deeply touching to me. And then you finalize it with the Knight of Pentacles. And if you look again, it's a beautiful golden card. And the funny thing about this Knight, which you are the Knight, right? As this guy, once he completes this war, he's not going to travel very far from home. He's going to protect his home, his family, instead of the world, right? Instead of taking on the world, he's just like, okay, I got everything cool. So now let's just stay at home and just, secure our physical security in our home and our possessions and those types of things. And that's where he's at, right? Wow. I was not expecting this reading to turn out this way. And the thing is, I want to say that, most of my watchers are females. And I know that because I look at the analytics. And you're probably thinking to yourself, I'm not a warrior. You know what? You absolutely are. It doesn't mean that you have to be in the front lines or that you have to join the military or whatever, but you will do whatever you can to help the fight. If you are on the side of light and you are on the side of good, you will do whatever it takes and you will be this champion that you truly are. That is your divine gift. This subconscious mastery is innate you. This is who you truly are. You are this person that when faced with these challenges that we are facing, and we're going to be facing them for the next couple of years until all of the darkness has been taken care of, which is going to take a while. All the darkness has to come up for us to look at, right? And right now, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of moving parts, right? I don't know. This is just really beautiful. I'm very humbled. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Ooh. Okay. I have to wipe my nose because I really am tearing. Okay. If you made it this far, into my reading and you're new, believe me, they're not always like this. But thank goodness that this one is like this, because this was the last reading of this round. And for me, this is the one that's been kind of the most impactful to my heart. Because I've been following this spiritual war for quite a long time. I've been aware of it since 1987, when we went through the harmonic convergence. So this is really big. Anyway, if you are new, please like and subscribe. And for anybody returning, please click the like button. Okay, so this last message is to tie up this reading, but it honestly is a message to you from the divine, okay? Because that's my intention behind the message, is that this is a message meant for you. So I just want you to just have an open mind to whatever it may be, okay? Now, the thing about this deck, I just got this deck recently, and I was very much attracted to it. Little did I know it was because I was going to be moving into this area of speaking to you more on a soul level than on a day-to-day grind level. Not that we don't need that, but if you look on YouTube, there's a gazillion readers out there that do the weekly reads and the monthly reads and those types of things. And when I was in these meditations, I kind of thought this was my stepping forward and being the lighthouse that I'm meant to be. For the longest time, I thought of myself as a lighthouse because I've always been a very positive person. I've always tried to share my knowledge with others. I always tried to get people involved with this spiritual path and those types of things. And Spirit told me in one of my last meditations before I ended this process was that this was the direction that my work would be going. So I may lose people because of it, but I'm hoping that I will gain a lot more. So your message is, let me split the deck. And first I'm going to show you the back of the card, because this is what drew me to this deck, was the back of the card. And I'll explain why. Okay. Ooh, man, Spirit's really knocked it out of the park today. Okay, so this is why. This is the Indigo Goddess deck. And I saw the back of the cards before I saw the cards themselves. And I mean, I love the color. I love the idea of having the lotus. But what does the lotus flower represent? The lotus flower represents awakening. It is our enlightenment. The Eastern traditions utilize this lotus as a representative of our spiritual journey, of our spiritual awakening. And when I saw this, I thought, man, that's just so pretty. And I've always loved these lotus flowers. But the other thing about the lotus is that when you know what the lotus flower represents, because of course the flower is it's got 1,000 petals for one thing. And as it starts to open, right, it just starts to open very slowly. And that's when I used to do when I used to do psychic readings, I would look at people. This is why it's so important, because I would look at people and I would say, okay, I would like to see how open their lotus flower is. And sometimes I would see just a tiny little bit, and sometimes I'd see a kind of bit more. Very few times that I really see a very full open lotus, because if you think about it, they're very enlightened beings. And a lot of times they don't need to be here, right? Because they've already done their work and they're higher. Okay, so here we go. So now you know why of the connection and why I felt like it was really important for me to use these cards as your final card today. Now, the card reads Lone Wolf Strike out on your own. Ambition, job hunting. Work is play, wildcraft, and conquer your fear. Look at that lone wolf. The thing about the wolf that I love is the males will be by themselves, but once they mate for life. And then once they have their families, they stick to their families and then they create their pack. So it may feel to you as a spiritual warrior, as a warrior in this fight, that you're alone. People don't understand you. People don't understand why you're making the choices that you make. Just know that as difficult as that may be for you, because you want to have support. This is one of those things on your spiritual path as your journey to your awakening, to your ascension process. Right now, the being alone portion of this, or feeling as though you're the lone wolf, is very, very important for your growth. And while it's difficult, just know that you will be working through whatever it is that you need to work through, because you are creating this beautiful family and this beautiful legacy for the generations. And I can't think of a higher honor. Whew. My hat's off to you. Honestly, my heart to yours. I thank you. Whew. Okay. Aries, it's been my honor to read for you today. I hope you found something in these messages to help you. And from my heart to yours, abundant blessings. And until next time, I'm going to be a whiny girl. Until next time, take very good care of you, okay? Please let me know if this resonated. Much love and light.